Wings Live on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by ZotzAuto.com, home of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Ford, Toyota, and Scion. And by Flagstar Bank, a proud and official partner of the Detroit Red Wings.
Everything we do starts with the game. I don't think the game has ever been more exciting, more entertaining, more lead changes, starting with opening night, the 6 outdoor games, the Olympic break. It was a very good combination of factors that showed off this great game in so many ways.
He's now the most tenured commissioner in sports, and you can see Gary Bettman's entire interview with Fox Sports 1's Julie Stewart-Binks on Red Wings Live after the Wings and the Bruins. Well, we are running out of opening nights here at Joe Louis Arena, and that's probably to the great delight of the man next to me. Chris Ilitch joins us now. In 2017, we'll be down Woodward a little bit in an area that is going to be called the District, and there will be a hockey rink within it. What is your level of excitement now that we've turned some dirt and we've seen some pictures?
It's off the charts. I think first and foremost because we're huge hockey fans ourselves, and you know, this is going to be incredible, primarily for the fans. If you're a Red Wings fan or you're into entertainment or you're just a Detroiter, it's really going to be an incredible experience because it's really going to transform an area, and it's going to bring a world-class arena into the mix that is bringing some things to our fans that we just don't have today.
What's going to be different about this rink? I mean, the neighborhood is one story, but the rink, and obviously what your fans are going to see as they watch their hockey team play, is going to be special.
Yeah, I think first and foremost for the fans, we're really focused on making sure that the bowl is incredible for fans and the fan experience. And by that we mean, we've sort of affectionately called it the baddest bowl in the NHL. That's our goal. And what we mean by that, it's going to have incredible sight lines. We really are trying to keep the fans close to the action, close to the ice, make it an intimate environment, and really create energy and excitement that goes along with the sport, and really a fan experience that's second to none.
You and I chatted a little bit about this at the groundbreaking. It's not just the rink, which would have been fine for the city of Detroit to have a new arena of any kind within it, but it's the area that's going in around it that has your excitement level off the chart.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a mix of a lot of different retail, restaurants, bars, residential, apartments, condos, and also office and a build out of the neighborhood all around not only the new arena but also the ballpark and throughout the entire district. And it will really be a transformation incredible for our city and the fans. All
right, baseball season ended too quickly. You ready to watch a hockey game tonight?
You know, it's amazing. If you're going to be in pro sports, have one that plays during the baseball season and one during, it makes it a little easier to get over. We're licking our wounds, but we're ready for hockey. Drop the puck.
Yeah, we would have hoped for a little more crossover, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But the baseball gods were looking in another direction. Thanks for visiting us. He'll be with Mom and Dad watching the Wings and the Bruins here on opening night in downtown Detroit. Great to be with you. Our hockey players anywhere, they can't wait for the first game of the season, in part because it means you're done with training camp, mostly because you want the games to count. But this opening night, very special to Henrik Zetterberg. We'll explain in a moment. Red Wings Live brought to you by ZotzAuto.com, home of Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Ford, Toyota, and Scion. Where does the time go? It zips right by. Henrik Zetterberg tonight begins his 13th season with the Red Wings. That first year in 02, surrounded by Shanahan and Fedorov and Hull and Larionov. And it was a team that got knocked out in the first round of the playoffs by Mike Babcock's Anaheim Ducks. And Hank is launching his third season as the captain of the Wings. He was beaming with us a couple of weeks ago when he told us about opening night being his birthday. Yes, Henrik Zetterberg turned 34 today. It's the 5th time that his birthday has coincided with a Red Wings game. It's the 3rd time that's happened on opening night.
And it's my birthday.
Is it?
Yeah. So it's very nice of them to put it on October 9th this year.
And you'll be 35?
34.
34 on opening night.
Yeah.
All right, so when you look at the schedule, you circled that right away, I think.
Yeah, yeah, it's...
Although now you have to work on your birthday.
It's pretty good to work on your birthday when you're opening up and here against Boston.
Geez, how old is he?
He's getting up there a little bit.
Yeah, well, I wish him happy birthday, and hopefully we get the win for him.
What do you get that guy?
That's a good question. You put me on the spot here.
Nothing that he needs, right?
Definitely nothing.
He's got the world licked, right?
I'd say so. He's got everything a man can possibly want.
But a win on opening night against the Bruins would be a pretty good get.
I'd say that would be a very good gift for him.
I saw this birthday greeting recently. Happy birthday to someone who is old enough to have had birthday greetings given to them on MySpace. And the thing with getting older, it's just a number and it beats the alternative and blah, 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 blah. But for Henrik Zetterberg, this birthday is special. It's tougher to remain an elite athlete when you get to be 34. He played in only 45 games last year around back surgery required after the Olympics, and he was missed by his team. He now says he wonders if he should have had that back surgery a few years earlier. That's how good the surgery has made him feel.
It was tough when I finally realized that in Sochi that I had to do a surgery. When I wake up, I knew there was no battling anymore. I just had to get it done and get it fixed.
How tough was it when you look back on last year to miss some stretches?
Yeah, it was tough. It was real tough. The only good thing that I had a chance to come back and play the postseason, and that was kind of drove me in the gym and do my rehab, that I had a chance to come back and play in the postseason.
So we've talked to the captain and we've talked of the kids, and the captain of the kids might be Gustav Nyquist. What a splash he made when he arrived from Grand Rapids last year, but not at the beginning of last year. More on that next as we lead you toward the Wings and the Bruins here on opening night. That salary cap painfully decreed that on opening night last year, Gustav Nyquist was in Grand Rapids. He didn't have an opening night as a Red Wing until late November, and then scored twice in his first game last season. His days on the west side of the state were over. He ended up with 28 goals in 57 games, 48 points overall, and even a sprinkling of Hart Trophy votes after his breakout season. So it would appear that the Wings have their next star in place. The hope is that he gets a chance to play alongside the likes of Zetterberg and Datsuk instead of playing instead of them, if you follow all that. Justin White joins us from downstairs now with more on Nyquist. J-Dub?
Well, John, anytime you lead the Detroit Red Wings in scoring, I don't care what your name is or how old you are, other teams are going to start paying attention. And with that in mind, Gustav Nyquist spent a good part of this summer in the gym, getting stronger. He knows the other teams are going to give him a lot more focus. Here he is, out here skating on his first opening night as a Red Wing. Yes, this will be the first time that Nyquist in his young career has begun the season with the big club.
Of course, I wanted to make the team last camp out of training camp, and unfortunately, that wasn't the case for me. You know, I could only be positive about it. I knew I talked a lot to both Babs and Kenny, and I knew my chance was going to come eventually. So, I mean, I had to go down there. If I go down there and then just don't care about it or anything, I don't work hard. I mean, I felt like, you know, at the same time, it's my responsibility to go down there and be a professional about it and work as hard as I can and help the team out as much as possible. Of course, it was nice to get that chance finally. And I'm just excited that hopefully this will be my first year, my first full year up in the NHL, I'm just excited that to get things started.
28 goals a year ago for Gustav Nyquist, including 12 in the month of March alone. John, needless to say, the Red Wings would love similar production from him going into this season. Back to you.
All right, Justin, thanks. A very noisy lower bowl here at Joe Louis Arena on opening night. Darren and Ozzy join us from a place that's a little bit quieter. And Ozzy, we knew that Gustav Nyquist was special, but I think his performance surprised some of us.
Well, I was with him the previous year in Grand Rapids. It really didn't surprise me. beyond his skill, his skating, his number one asset is his hockey intelligence. This kid is a very, very smart player, and he gets it not only on the ice, but off the ice. And he went back to Grand Rapids last year after not making it under a tough circumstance and was their best player. And then when he came to Detroit, Darren, he was their best player.
And I think, you know, when we heard him speak, that's exactly how it comes across. Brilliant on the ice, but really gets it off the ice, and that's what's going to lead him to further development, I think, this season.
When you look at Thomas Tatar as a guy, I guess, you look at how big he is, it is a little surprising that he's had the success that he has. But this kid's got some grit within that smaller frame, I think, than many people who are bigger than he is, Darren.
Yeah, I really like the way he plays. He plays with not just grit, spunk. He's all over the ice. And I really like Thomas Tatar because, again, he was here, but he wasn't in the lineup. He was a healthy scratch. He was a press box candidate. And then when he got his chance, he never looked back. And looking for continued success from Tatar this year.
And the most thing I like about him is he's a spark plug, but he wants the puck. He wants to score in big-time situations. He doesn't want to be on the bench. He wants to be the guy when the game is tied. They're in overtime. They opportunity to win a game. He wants the puck. He wants to be the guy that scores a goal. And when you have a young guy like that, it's just an asset.
Riley Shane is another guy who took advantage of an opportunity. I mean, he only got called up because the Wings were absolutely ravaged by injuries. He gets a chance to play in Detroit, and he's stuck, Ozzy.
Yeah, and to me, out of these three guys, this is the guy that was the biggest surprise. Riley Shane was great in Grand Rapids. He was good at everything, but not really fabulous at one thing. And he worked on his game, got very good at faceoffs, learned how to use that big frame. Now, this guy is a big, big hockey player, but he had to learn how to use his body in the corners, shield the puck, get pucks to his winger. And what surprised me most about Darren are his hands were very good while he was here.
His hands, his playmaking that you didn't see as much in college, but playing for Jeff Jackson at Notre Dame, he did learn the defensive side of the game, and that really has been surprising. He and Yurko and Tatar as a line have been excellent defensively. That'll keep him in the lineup, and that's another reason for my prediction, John.
And you remind people of your prediction again, Darren?
Detroit Red Wings winning the Stanley Cup 2015.
All right. All right. Stay right there. We get goalies on a goalie coming up, and the old adage is you can't win if you can't score. That's true for the team you're playing against as well. Of the planets that need to align for this wing season, none is more important than Jimmy Howard's planet. He knows it, as you'll hear next.
What does it take for a man to fly? To be called the Great One. To bring a long-awaited treasure to a city. To stand on top of a mountain, then fall and rise again. To taste sweetness after waiting a lifetime. To score the game winner, even if no one sees it. To escape from the brink and seal fate again. Now another journey begins. Who will rise to the occasion and raise the cup?
Welcome back. Red Wings Live continues. In back-to-back seasons, Jimmy Howard was among the game's best goalies. 6th in goals against average 1 year. 8th another with identical 2.1 goals against averages. Last year he slipped to 33rd best overall, allowing an extra half goal per game. He needs a strong year like a fat kid needs cake, like a Kardashian needs Twitter, like the world needs Wi-Fi. He's 30 years old now. Howie knows that the team's success is dependent upon his play, and he fully realizes that he has to play better.
I've set the bar pretty high here for myself, and you know, and that's what I expect out of myself year in, year out. You know, there's a lot of variables into, you know, possibly why that you know, may have happened last year, but you know, it's been long forgotten about, and I'm excited to, you know, get the season started. You know, this is the best my body's felt in probably 2 or 3 years, so I'm really excited to get out there and to get going here. I mean, I expect so much more out of myself, and to go out there every single night and give the guys a chance to win. And you know, it's I took it upon myself this summer to, you know, to make sure that when the puck drops here in October, you know, I'm mentally and physically sharp.
Chris Osgood has been a mentor to Jimmy Howard, and Ozzie and Darren rejoin us from near the Red Wings dressing room. Ozzie, how tough can it be to turn a page from one season to the next?
Well, it's fairly easy, and Jimmy Howard has moved on already. Right when that season was over, you can see from that interview, he recommitted himself to tougher workouts, getting himself in the best shape of his career, and mentally getting himself in the right spot where he can make himself successful to have a great season. The tools are all there. He just had to get himself in the right frame of mind and his body in the proper condition, feeling good where he can go out there and utilize all that talent in the proper way, Darren.
And he's 30 now, and it's not just that he's healthy. I think the biggest difference for him and Johan Franzen, they're fit as well, so you have a better chance to be healthy and effective. And John, you mentioned it, half a goal a game. I think that comes off, and that's the third reason, the most important reason for why I think the Detroit Red Wings, when it's all said and done, are going to be serious contenders in the Eastern Conference. And Jimmy Howard, a year ago, he went from November 3rd to February 1st, 3 months, without winning 2 games in a row. Ouch. That will not happen again.
Never happen again.
No,
right. Never.
Well, maybe, Darren, Howie is your pick as the McDonald's player of tonight's game. We make our choices. It's presented by the Triple Cheeseburger for only $2. Watch Red Wings Live after the game to see which of us, Ken, Mick, or I, was the most correct. When you've been knocked out in the first round, you're facing a Beach Boys album. Endless Summer. It's way too long. But the next season is now upon us. This kick at the can is about to begin. In a moment, Henrik Zetterberg joins us on the ice, and we talk of great expectations after this. A full house gathers, the first of 41 home games for the Wings, and who knows how many beyond that. The Wings look to continue their unthinkable streak of playoff appearances that right now is 23 straight seasons and counting. Wings and Bruins upcoming. If you've ever had back trouble, you know how debilitating it can be. Walking around, tying your shoes, heck, even brushing your teeth can be a chore. Henrik Zetterberg, thankfully, is on the other side of his back issues, ready to have a big season. The Wings captain just spent a couple of minutes with Justin White on the ice.
Well, Hank, not to make you feel old, but this is your 12th opening night as a Red Wing. Even though you've been through this a bunch of times before, what are the emotions like?
Well, it's you know, it's always fun to come up there for the first time. You know, we got great fans who've been waiting for a long time, and we're glad to be back.
Tonight you face a Boston Bruins team that you're plenty familiar with. What kind of challenge do they pose?
Well, you know what? We played them a few times in the preseason. They play a solid game. They got a good goaltending. Got some big guys over there, so we're just gonna stick to our game plan and, you know, eventually, you know, score some goals and play good for 60 minutes.
All right, because of the injury situation last year, you guys had a lot of young guys step up. What can that experience for them do going into this season?
Well, you know, I think those guys, is the second year for them now. You know, they got a taste for it last year, did a great job for us, basically carried us into the postseason. So we're excited to see what we can do here with this group of guys this year.
Hank, thanks for your time and happy birthday.
Thank you.
34-year-old Henrik Zetterberg hoping to unwrap a wing on this opening night, 2014. Keats, back to you.
All right, Justin, thanks. Yeah, the Bruins are the last team the Wings played last season and the first team they'll play in this one. There have been years where a Stanley Cup was all set up to happen. Then there have been years, well, we said if everything were to go just right. And this year it's a sense of the foundation has been laid. The kids are all right. So why not us?
Well, the whole city, you know, they love the Red Wings here, and I think it's a great time for everybody because they love hockey, and everybody's really excited about just the start of the season. So, you know, we come out here in the first night of the year, and it's, you know, a lot of energy in the building. Everyone's ready to play. Everyone in the locker rooms, you know, jumping around, ready to go. So it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
It's just exciting. The fans are really excited. The building's always sold out, and it's always loud. And you know, we got Boston coming in here for opening night, so it's a original 6 matchup, and a team that knocked us out of the playoffs last year. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it.
Puck drop and player introductions coming up in just a matter of moments here on Fox Sports Detroit. So, Darren, as we look forward to this season, who's your X factor among those players who will be introduced in a moment?
On the back end, Dan DeKaiser. I think he has more to give offensively. And up front, Thomas Yurko, because he's an intriguing talent.
And everybody talks about how the Red Wings defense has to rise up and improve. I'm picking Eriksson and Smith. Both rise up to the occasion this year and round out the defense and play strong defense all season.
And it all hinges on Jimmy Howard, as well as you goalies know well. We'll see you after the game. Darren Elliott and Chris Osgood downstairs. Wings and Bruins coming up here at the Joe in a moment. But for now, back to the studio. Back to Trevor Thompson. T.
Keats, thanks. I'll be here in the studio all night long. Chris Osgood and Darren Elliott will join me in intermissions and, of course, after the game for Red Wings Live. And the last time the Red Wings home opener was against the Bruins, all the way back in 1973 at Old Olympia Stadium. Here in 2014, the team that eliminated the Wings in the playoffs is back to open this season against them. Yes, hockey's back. Enjoy the game. Ken and Mick have the call. It's next here on Fox Sports Detroit. Enjoy, everybody.